set amid a series of boozy nights out in Dublin. Animals has been described as with Nell and I for girls. No higher praise there, and I'm delighted to say it more than lives up to it. The story of Laura and Tyler, two best friends facing the end of their 20s, but still trying to prove that these animals are party animals.
My feminism is about blazing a new way through old traditions. Owning our bodies.
So, what do you do?
I'm a writer. But I'm trying to nail the work-life balance, or more like the work-party balance.
Jim.
Laura, sooner or later the party has to end. Why? Because you get left behind and you become a tragedy.
Tragedy plus time equals comedy.
The film was adapted from her own novel by Emma Jane Unsworth, who I'm delighted to say is here with me now, heading for another boozy night out, quite clearly.
Always.
How important was booze to the creation of this film? I think it seems very important as a lubricant to the relationship.
It is. But I also think it causes a lot of problems for the characters. Even though we were really careful, well, I was really careful in the writing of the novel originally, to make it not about addiction. This isn't a story about addiction. This is about recreational intoxication. It sometimes gets problematic, but it's always recreational. And also, I think I felt as though I'd not seen enough things and read enough things about women having fun together on nights out. So I definitely want to get lots and lots of joy in there, but then also the hangovers and the dreadfulness of the hangovers. In terms of like the creation from whether I had a drink when I wrote this, I'd love to say yes. I'd love to say I was like Hunter S. Thompson and just sort of, up all night writing amazing words. But alas, no, I can't write drunk. I've tried and failed.
So that's a good lesson for everyone, aspiring writers everywhere. But the relationship between Laura and Tyler, that female friendship is really what powers the movie. Is that what you set out to do? Is because I can't really think of great female buddy movies. I mean, maybe Thelma and Louise or something like that. But it seems to me that the guys had kind of cornered the market in this one a bit too long.
With Nell, I was a great inspiration for that book because I just think it's one of the funniest films ever, but also so poignant, obviously, and I felt like I loved their relationship and I hadn't seen that with women.
Okay, bozos, what is the worst thing you could hear right before having sex?
Put this horse's tail butt plug in.
Call me Uncle Mo.
Close, very close, but no cigarilla. Make a face like you don't understand.
The friendship is the beating heart of this story. When I came to adapting it from the book, I had to break it down to its very core, I suppose. And the thing that I wouldn't lose, the thing that I was most precious about, was the fact that this was about friendship. This was a story about friendship. I could lose lots of things like plot, and I could make two characters into one, and that was all fine. But the friendship between these two women had to be the thing that remained kind of true and pure and at the heart and spine of it.
Come on, let's go realign our chakras.
I'm assuming that it's quite personal, the story of Laura and Tyler. I don't want to presume that you're one or the other. There's probably bits of you in both of these characters.
These two characters are different halves of my personality. Tyler's like as bad as I can imagine being sometimes, and Laura is the conscientious, anxious side of me. And I flip between two. At the same time, I based a lot of it around a friendship that was very dear to me and is very dear to me, probably my oldest best friend, and just the changes that was going through and the push and the pull of that.
The night is a zoo, and the next day is its museum.
She just made that up, off the top.
I'm a writer.
She's writing a novel.
Your romantic relationships can come and go more than your friendships for many people, certainly maybe in the first half of your life. And actually, your friendships can be the most durable and complex relationships of your life when you think of the span that they cover. And we very much in the film wanted to play with the tropes of a rom-com. So we'd have like the wedding, there's a scene in a wedding dress shop, which you'd find so often in a film that was about romance. And yeah, the kind of the will she, won't she of the question as to who she's going to be with.
Let's just have a drink. Why don't you try one on? We can do a montage!
Marriage, by definition, is archaic and oppressive.
What about gay marriage?
Is that a proposal?
If I could marry you, Tyler, I would.
I wouldn't marry you. I wouldn't put you through that.
We did have so much fun with it and wanted it to be fun, but at the same time point to the huge discrepancy perhaps in value that we have in society and in culture between what we say a romantic relationship adds to your life compared to what a friendship adds to your life, because we have all these markers and milestones for romance and for sexual love. You know, you get engaged, you get married, but with friendship you don't even have an anniversary.
You don't even get to first base. Certainly not with some of my friends. I wouldn't try.
Well, that's a whole other film. A good one.
That's a good one, definitely. You can write that, please. What I love about the film are the nights out and the escapades.
They were so fun to write, and the actors just brought so much out in them as well, because the chemistry between them was so great. And we wanted those clownish moments almost to break the tension, because there are times when the film gets really serious because of what's happening, but then it's, you know, we definitely wanted it to be an entertaining, fun watch as well, and, you know, uplifting.
See him, other lovers, and write, and party, and still be free.
You know, none of this changes our friendship.
Tell me about Alia Shawkat. From Arrested Development, people will know her.
Yes, they should. She's incredible. And we were so lucky to get her. We were so lucky to get both of the leads, Holliday and Alia, because, you know, they were very much stars in The Ascendant.
Did they have time to sort of
They
go out?
had a few weeks going out in Dublin.
They did.
How fun does that sound?
That sounds
brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah, they went out in Dublin for a few weeks, just getting to know each other.
Did you go out with them?
Yes, a few times when I went over for the shoot. They were amazing. Such good
This is
night.
how you do it. This is how you drink.
I did karaoke with Alia Shawkat. That will always be something that I'm extremely proud of.
Where are you from, Emma? Emma Jane Unsworth.
Manchester, Lancashire actually. So Unsworth is a very Lancastrian name.
Where were you going out boozing? Manchester. The book was set in Manchester before the film was set in Dublin.
Manchester was my city. I was going out clubbing at 14. I know. Fake ID.
Still doing all right still.
Yeah, I know, yeah. Miraculously lasted. So, yeah, I was going out clubbing at 14, but in quite a tame way, I suppose. We always ended up, you know, in a burger joint by about midnight. Didn't quite have the stamina or the courage. But, yeah, I feel like I'll always be a party girl at heart, even though my energy is depleting just through life.
Yeah.
I still have that patch of wilderness inside, and I'll always follow it.
Girls are tied to beds for two reasons: sex and exorcisms. So which was it with you?
Were you a big movie fan? I mean, what was the first film you ever saw then?
Poltergeist when I was about 9, which was terrible. I mean, I'm sure I'd seen cartoon films and stuff like Watership Down, which traumatised me. But then I saw Poltergeist when I was about 9 with my dad, because he loved horror films.
This is good parenting.
Do you know what I mean? And he made me and my sister watch horror films with him because it was one of his favourite things. And then we were too scared to go to the toilet. We made each other sit outside the toilet door and whistle so we knew that they were there, because we were so terrified. And I still get scared in hotel rooms. Thanks, Dad.
I'm not surprised. There's telly flickering on. You don't need to know about that. What was a film that you fell in love with?
Do you know what my favourite film is of all time? No. Jaws. Is that really like amateurish and basic?
No, I know it's one of the best films ever made, isn't
so
it?
Good.
But it is about
it's very blokey.
That primal fear, but
it is
that.
And it just, every time I watch it, it makes me feel happy, and I'm never bored of watching it. And I just, every time I watch it, I spot something new, and I love Richard Dreyfuss as well. He's incredible in that.
If there is a film that you could have written from history, now that you've got the chance as a screenwriter, what would you have liked to have done?
Thelma and Louise is amazing, and I love that film. So yeah, probably Thelma and Louise.
If you were going to rewrite Thelma and Louise, would you give them the same ending? Could you have given Laura and Tyler in Animals an ending like that?
I don't think I could have, no. Even though I was sick of them as characters by the end of it, as you always are when you're writing anything. You're like, I can't wait to get away from these people. Even though I felt like that about them, I don't think I could have done it. But I still think that was the perfect ending for that film, as hard as it was. It was beautiful. That film's beautiful and it's perfect. It couldn't have been any other way. But funnily enough, we have been talking about a sequel for Animals.
Really? For Animals?
For Animals. When the teams all got back together again and we've been feeling all very jolly about the film. I mean, we have been quite drunk when we've been having these chats, so maybe in the sober light of day, this won't materialise.
Well, one thing you've achieved is coming on What's on Vera.
I'm so pleased.
So no one can take that away from you.
Thank you.
That's your cocktail.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for Animals. Honestly, it's a glorious, dazzling night out of a film, and I really enjoyed every minute of being with Laura and Tyler, as I have with you, Emma Jane Unsworth. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jason, likewise.
Right, let's go.